the man of the hour who has brought us here. We are here for this great person who always takes initiative to bring all the important matters of the world discussed under one roof fearlessly. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like all of you to give a big round of applause for Dr. Satya Brahma, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief, Network 7 Media Group. Dr. Satya Brahma is India's most respected and distinguished journalist and chairman and editor-in-chief of Network 7 Media Group, known for championing the cause of citizens' rights and free speech. Satyaji has been at the forefront of United Nations peace programs. Dr. Satya Brahma is also the author of Vision India, Truth versus Hype. Satyaji is an industry expert and one of India's top journalists. Satyaji holds a master's degree in political science with first gold medalist from Berhampur University, Odisha. A big round of applause because I also am from Orissa, so it's a big matter for us that we have representation in India, in Mumbai, and making all of us proud. Okay, let's not forget, he also holds a master title, the most prestigious title, Doctor. Initially, he was just Mr. Satya Brahma. Now he is Dr. Satya Brahma. So 2021 has been an impactful year in his life. So I want to clap for him, and I want all of you to also give a big round of applause for Dr. Satya Brahma for always cheering ahead and making his dreams come true, and also making sure the farmer leaders are heard and spoken about. And let's watch the show further. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Satya Brahma to deliver the welcome address. And wait, before he comes to the stage, we will be running the AV of Dr. Satya's perspective on the present state of reforms in the country. Can we have the AV, please?
Network 7 Media Group aims to offer the audience a comprehensive, independent, and unbiased perspective on critical events. We are not here to please or destroy anybody's image. That is not our job. We know that we are not a courtroom, neither a judge nor a jury. We are here to present facts based on ground reporting backed by solid evidences. We have a responsibility to tell the world what the real news are. Our fight is against fake news and news to please political masters. We are committed to upholding our reputation for urgent, powerful reporting and set an agenda of free news. We are concerned that India's media universe has changed. News television has descended from journalism into polarizing propaganda that pushes political views and bullies contrary opinion. Corporate, local power brokers and political dons launch channels to intimidate and blackmail legislators and business rivals. Journalists today are no longer gathering facts but digging up dirt on their master's enemies. The pen is mightier than the remote control. Dr. Satya Brahma, founder, chairman and editor-in-chief of Network 7 Media Group, says that game-changing moment in Indian reforms need renewed commitment, needed for further reforms that are transformational and not incremental changes. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. looks good on paper and electoral speech. But what India needs today is to devise structural reforms. Fragile politics must not hamper the growth momentum. India is a young country. The time to act is now. Perform or perish. Remember, whenever you have a crisis, it gives an opportunity to do big things. There still are some major significant reforms that would really help the economy to get into a different trajectory. This indeed is work in progress. Apart from reforming key institutions, the government will need to step up public investments to boost growth. In a developing economy, growth is sustained only by investment. What we have seen is a decline in the gross fixed capital formation (GFCF) rate, which has fallen from 29% of GDP in 2018-19 to 24.2% in 2020-21. We need to reverse this trend. Today's reforms also require much more discussion and consensus building. The central government needs to work in tandem with state governments and consult different stakeholders impacted by reform decisions. Timing and sequencing are critically important in the new reforms agenda.
Right. Thank you. A very good morning to all of you. Interventions of a new variant called Omicron scare. But that's not the point. The world is prepared to deal with these challenges, but we need to find out various other factors that could actually influence the growth momentum. But before I could start today's opening address, I would like to remember, and I want all of you to actually remember the recent tragedy that happened. We lost the first CDS of India, General Bipin Rawat, along with the 8 members actually. This has actually shaken our system, and I want all of you to stand up and mourn for a second as a mark of tribute to our first CDS actually. All right. So the theme of this India Leadership Conclave is about reforms, perform and perish. What are we talking now? We are talking about something which India needs to develop now. We are talking about a system that needs to find its new shape actually. Remember, since independence from 1947 from the colonial rule of the British Raj, India's economic reforms actually started in the year 1991 by Dr. Manmohan Singh, the former Finance Minister of India. But this could not have been possible without the support and blessings of late Prime Minister of India, P.V. Narasimha Rao ji. The license Raj and all sort of controls that India was having went out actually. India opened up a free economy and the global market actually came to India. It has been a very tough journey from 1991 till 2021 and which we are talking about now. We have gone through many processes of reforms in India, but these reform processes to my mind are not that big and robust enough. Till now, there has been a fundamental changes in terms of development, in terms of the growth momentum that the government has carried out. What we saw before 2014 was a government loot and all the ministers who were involved in the scams. The Congress government virtually came into a standstill where they couldn't even perform. This is the area actually which India's growth momentum stopped. But the critics of mine will also tell me that Congress government was able to control the prices of essential commodities and other fuel prices. They will also tell me that under Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's government, India also witnessed a growth. True, there is no denying the fact that India is grown in a big way actually. How India has grown in a big way, I will tell you the story actually. India has grown in a big way because the world looked at India as a major destination of putting their money actually. They put the money in India because of our demographic dividends, because of the cheap labor that we have got. And I can tell you with a full sense of confidence even now also, India is the nation to watch out for the next 20 years. And time will not be too far that India will be the next superpower in the entire world to come. We have China and US over there. But look at the kind of fragile conditions they are having actually. There has been a trade wars, the commerce is hampered. There has been many loopholes in the systems of the dialogues of diplomacy between these two countries, which has taken that one point Modi has to please Putin, another way is to please also the US President Joe Biden. Both have been our traditional allies and we respect them a lot actually. But I have a strong sense of reservations about Jinping's of China, which is a communist country. In fact, they are the reason for the entire problems that we are having it now. The point to remember is that the reform process in India will grow. The financial and economic reforms are going to come in a big way. My big concern is about the political reforms. The political reforms of the country has not yet come to India actually. Why the present government of India is not bringing the political funding and the donations under the RTI? This is very important for us to checkmate that how the money is being spent in India actually. Why do the three top agencies in India, Enforcement Directorate, CBI and IT, these are the three wings have been frequently used to act against the opponents to suppress their voices. This is not going to work actually. This is clearly visible. Everybody knows about India. Even at the point I'm speaking now, there has been raids going on in West Bengal as well as in Maharashtra and in some parts of Rajasthan government as well as. I'm not against any of the raids that is happening. Let them happen it actually. But if it happens intentionally to actually destabilize government, to actually bring for the political gains, to my mind, that is going to give a serious blow actually. And remember, this is the problem which actually hampers the growth. Because any government to flourish and to gain that kind of momentum for the growth engine, both the center and state has to work in tandem. You cannot work in one single way. Health and Family Affairs gives the guidelines and the state also gives the guidelines. Sometimes there has been a disagreement between the two, but not during the COVID times. COVID times actually we are actually firmly standing behind it. But when it comes to other important legislations and other areas actually, these state governments need to come forward. They should not look at Prime Minister Narendra Modi as an opponent. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. He is the face of India. He is someone actually who has run interpretation and a mass leader in the entire country at large. So they have to look at Narendra Modi in that direction. Then only the country will prosper. They can criticize whenever he makes any errors. In fact, in my opening, in my videos also I showed that how the demonetization was a disaster. It's a disaster, let's admit it actually. But GST is a game changer. Now it's reaping fruits. All the industrialists who are present who will be coming, they know that GST is the single most factor which has benefited the trade and commerce in India. And the most critical important factor is that how we can develop ties between India's with other countries, which anyway it is happening. And the trade and commerce has to grow, export has to grow. The biggest concern, however, is unemployment. In those problems, India is not going to go in a big way. And I don't agree with the point that the international crude prices actually determine the price of the present state of mind when the fuel prices of essential oils, be it LPG gases or be it the fuel prices which is used. This is actually can be controlled both by the state government and the central government. State government sometimes does it for political gains and central government does it for the obvious reasons because they will have to do their popular programs to run. They need to collect the funds and put it in the government. They cannot tell the RBI governor to print notes and give it to them. So they are giving to that actually. But my concern is about the middle class. What will happen to those middle class and those actually those people actually who are actually 70% of the Indian population, they still live actually less than $1 per day actually. We need to address their problem, then India will grow actually. India, believe me, India doesn't live in cities actually. India lives in villages. Even as you speak, that everybody, all of us actually have come from the one place to other. These are from the villages actually. Actually, the reform starts you that I am happy what is happening around. I am getting my essential commodities. Everything is going happy. Then only you know that India has prospered. I think it is going to happen. And Prime Minister's vision is very loud and clear. That is going to happen in near future actually. And there will not be an opposition for that one. And there should not be an opposition for what. Otherwise, what will happen that if you don't perform, actually you are going to perish. And this is the theme which we are going to talk about for the next 3 hours. The theme of this conclave, ladies and gentlemen, is reforms, perform or perish. Thank you very much, Leslie, for the kind words. And with this, I hand over Leslie to take over the entire proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Satya Brahma, for enlightening us, and we always look forward to hearing what you have to say today on the current topics, fearlessly that too. Wow.